All right, Manny. I can't wait for this today.
The inflection of your voice could never be recreated, even if you tried.
Like when I told you I can't wait to slice into my freshly baked bread when we're done with this, and you're like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then maybe that was why I counted our countdown in German.
But I think you sounded very Rick and Morty coded. So if any of you out there knows Mr. Meeseeks, that was it. Shout out to all of the Rick and Mortys out there.
Never seen it. Not against it. Just haven't seen it. I always get down with like a funny little show. Yeah. But it's like, am I going to go back and start an old show? I don't think so.
Okay, into the topic of today. We're going to talk about things that we thought were fancy growing up. Again, we are millennials, so our childhood was in the later 90s, actually all of the 90s, and then the early 2000s. So growing up, I feel like kids had like absolutely no concept of money. So the things we thought were signs of wealth are just like hilarious now in hindsight.
Especially because we're from the Midwest. Our definition of rich wasn't necessarily like a mansion or having a yacht. Rich was the kid with the fridge that had ice or somebody with a finished basement. So
of course,
if you're a fellow Midwesterner, there's a good chance that listening to this episode is going to hit close to home. And honestly, like some of these things still feel fancy to me.
Yeah. I agree. I can't wait to relate on that. But this topic is just fun because it's less about what was actually expensive and more about what just felt very unattainable and unique at the time. So it's all in good fun.
Yes. Some are going to be worldwide and some are going to be Midwest specific. So specific that maybe like if you're not from this part of the country, you're going to think that we made it up because that happens a lot to us.
Yeah. I don't even know what is and what is not Midwest. So please tell us.
Oh, wait, we get into our intro. Should we do our intro quick?
Yeah, maybe let's back up a little bit and welcome people to our podcast.
Hey, welcome. Welcome to Wait, You're Mad. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Lexie.
And this is a perfect example of something we like to talk about on our podcast. We're two millennial Midwesterners that live in Iowa currently. And we like to ponder life's questions like, what did you consider fancy growing up?
I was like, what is she going to come up with? Oh,
Pretty
the
literal.
topic for today. Oh, it's Monday, guys, by the way.
This is a rough start, but we're going to get there.
Another manic Monday.
We're going to land the plane here. So, Lexie, do you want to start off with what did you think was fancy as far as homes go?
Yes, we're going to go section by section. I think fancy houses is the best way to go. And if you could see me right now, I'm going to say fancy houses in quotations because this is very 90s, 2000s. Well, first of all, Maddie, I think we do need an honorable mention of something you already brought up, finished basements. If you had a finished basement, especially for slumber parties, your house was elite.
Yeah, and your house was elite, Lexie. You had this finished basement area. That was awesome. It was so cool when you could go to friends' houses and go hang in the basement, like away from the rest of the family. And if your room was in the basement, you were even more elite.
Specifically, to move on to a different room of the house, 90s master bathrooms is what I want to tackle today.
That's a good one. What specifically gives the vibe of a fancy 90s bathroom to you?
Well, I actually want to kick this off with a question. Why did we all collectively decide that a bathtub with stairs was a sign of wealth? We're like, that's luxury, having to climb upstairs into a tub.
It still is, though. Oh my gosh. My grandparents had one with the jets, and it was like every time we went to stay there, we were getting in that tub.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So there was like this very specific era of fancy where houses seemed to have a giant whirlpool tub sitting in the middle of a bathroom. Like it was like a resort or something when in reality, the tub itself wasn't that big. It was just surrounded by stairs and pink or beige tiles.
Yeah, pink.
Pink, yes, pink tile. And then for some reason, you would step off of that into usually a carpet bathroom, which was like a part of the master bedroom still.
Yeah, sometimes there would be like carpet like literally like around the tub or like on the stairs going up, which is actually disgusting if you think about it, because if you're getting out wet Like, there's no way to shake that out of your
Yes,
regular attached carpet.
exactly. That's what I literally said was for some reason carpet in a bathroom felt luxurious instead of being what it is, which is disgusting.
Yeah. Imagine all like the mold and the stuff that would grow. Oh my
I
god, that would
know,
never
and I
fly.
remember being soaking wet and stepping on that carpet when I was little, you know?
Yes. Yeah, you weren't drying off before you got out.
Yeah,
That's what the carpet was for.
right. That's what it was for, disgusting. Anyways, that's an adult realization, and another one was that most of those tubs are now either unused, impossible to clean, or have been ripped out for a remodel. So,
For
if
a
you
walk-in
still have
shower.
one, I'm impressed.
They've all become walk-in showers.
Well, for sure, for sure. What about you? What is something that you remember being so fancy in houses when you were a kid?
I'm gonna piggyback off of your fancy 90s bathroom, and I'm going to say what screamed wealth to me was matching bath towels. It's one of those weirdly specific status symbols that, like, if I was at a friend's house who had matching bath towels, they might have even been like folded really nicely and fancily together, maybe even in like their own linen closet that you had in your bathroom, which is another extremely fancy piece. My younger self was like, oh my God, this family has their life together. Like at my house, we had a beach towel, a crunchy old hard towel, a faded purple towel that had like someone's name on it from like 1995. Nothing matched, but we kind of all like kept to our own little towel.
Yeah, and I don't know, that was probably just because you grew up in a house full of men. But
Yeah, and I didn't want their balls rubbing all over the towels and then me having to use it. So I was very particular about my towel.
so you go other places, you'd be like, "This is great."
Yes. I grew up in a bachelor pad.
I do remember it, but you hold much more value to it than I did, I think. However, I also remember them having like sometimes little baskets, little wicker baskets where they'd roll them up and put them, and you never touched those towels. They were just sitting there for decoration with
Oh
maybe a little
yeah.
dish of potpourri, usually by the
Hell
tub,
hell
actually.
yeah. Yes. That is
God,
90s fancy. Nothing could beat it.
who thought bathrooms would be so nostalgic?
They really are, though. I mean, the time period then had such a specific aesthetic and style that it was not timeless by any means. We're talking
Mhm.
pink tile, okay? That's a fucking choice.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you got?
I have another room in the house for us to tackle today. I'm going with the computer room. So, the ultimate millennial kid dream.
Mhm. And, like, okay, you had a whole room dedicated to a computer, and
Yes.
then if you were really fancy, you probably had an entire, like, 1,000-pound oak desk that would hold all the accessories, like, you could pull the printer out of the bottom right, and the modem door would, like, swing open and have, like, a little lock on it if you really wanted to
You
use
stole the
it.
words out of my mouth. Everything matched the oak desk, the filing drawers, the chair. And then on top of it, I remember we had even this side like TV cart that matched the desk. And it was just as high as the desk. A small TV fit in it, but it was on wheels. So you could like pull it out if you wanted to watch TV, or you could like push it against the wall, complementary to the rest of the setup.
Oh my god, TV as you play on the computer, like, as you're
Yeah.
playing solitaire, maybe you're printing directions.
No, you're probably on AIM. You're
I'm
probably on AIM watching MTV music videos while downloading LimeWire tunes.
Yes, that's amazing. But yeah, a whole room dedicated to a computer is so funny to think about now because it would never happen.
Yeah. So I think looking back that the room wasn't actually fancy. It was just a necessity because the computers were like the size of refrigerators. They're so huge.
Yeah, and then the accessories, like you have a printer sitting next to it. You have like a need for filing cabinets for your CDs, for your games, for everything. And the
Mhm.
fact that like you called it a computer room is insane.
A printer that no one ever knew how to use, might I add.
Yeah, or it never worked when you needed it for like a school project or something. Like it just never worked when
It
you
was
needed it
always
to.
a project when you had to print anything off of it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna dive into more of like the teenage bedroom situation. I'm gonna go with matching bedroom sets. Like the girl who had the matching comforter, sheets, curtains, lamps, maybe like a wall border, matching throw pillows. I mean, that is wealth. And especially if you had like a particular theme, like moon and stars is giving
Mhm.
old money. Zebra print, you're an heiress. Dolphin room, trust fund kid.
Ooh,
And you get
dolphins.
extra bonus points for a canopy bed. My friend Emily Schnee had one, and it was just gorgeous. She was like a queen.
I remember Leah Kiefer had a water bed, and I was super jealous of that. That was vibey, along with some dolphin decor. You kidding me?
Yes, and you can like, do you know those like little weird lamps that kind of like were speckledy looking, but kind of plastic, rubbery? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm thinking of those mixed with like someone who had everything matching because I think I had like one comforter that I ever picked out myself in my entire life. And I was always jealous of people who had like the matching things.
Do you remember the tall floor lamps that, like, how do I explain this?
Yeah.
Each
So,
bulb was on a different metal arm that was bendable so you could twist and turn them or, like, bend them however you wanted them to look.
and each light had like a cover over it, like a cup
Yes.
color over it that was like a different color. You could get like a
Yeah.
rainbow one, like a blue and silver theme one. I think you had something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, everybody had those. Those were cool.
Mhm. Those were really cool. And then the huge stereo setup.
Mm,
Like, luxury was, like, those big stereos where the speakers were connected, obviously, to the main part, but they were separate, so you could kinda, like, spread them out, and you just had wires all over your room.
yes, like that was the step up from the boombox,
Yes.
essentially. And maybe
Yeah.
like a CD changer that would like take 6 CDs. Like they usually had a lot of room for different CDs.
Yeah, and then they had the separate, like, bass that would go on the bottom, too.
Mhm.
That
Yes.
felt cool.
Yeah, those were awesome, man. Okay, I have one more house thing I want to bring up, and it's very small, but why I'm so appreciative of it is because I still don't have one. A fridge with an ice dispenser. It's still elite and aspirational to me. I still get jealous when I go to someone's house and I'm watching ice come out of the fridge door. It's like magic. It's amazing.
You don't know how timely this is for me, Maddie.
Why?
I just bought new appliances, which I'm really excited about. However, I decided to skip getting a new fridge. And my current fridge it's nice, but the ice maker has been broken in it forever. And I went back and forth. I was like, I don't feel like spending 3 grand when it's a nice refrigerator outside of the ice maker not working. This morning,
Mhm.
I went to make iced coffee and realized none of the ice was full and I, like, lost my shit.
I would
And
too.
and I was like, "Why didn't I just add it on to the other appliances?" I'm so annoyed now. It seriously is a luxury. Do not take it for granted, people.
Yeah, and especially if you're used to having one, it's like a
Yeah,
downgrade to not. I've just never had one in my life.
it is really nice. It's so annoying to fill ice trays. It sounds like it wouldn't be, but it is.
Yeah, we just have 4 going all the time. So we've never been out, not even once, but I went to your house, like, last time I was there, I think, and you were out of ice still again.
Yeah, and I probably told someone to go to the store and pick some up. It's really annoying to me. I just had one more to mention because I was just thinking about one of my favorite houses to hang out with as a kid, and they had a pool. So, shout out to everyone's one friend that had a pool, whether it was in ground or above ground. You guys were the house to hang out at. We thought you were so fancy. And I'm also guessing that you were the ones with the most impressive snacks and soda options.
Mhm.
We
Those
love
go
you.
hand in hand because you
Yes.
need pool snacks, and one of the things I wanted to bring up was, okay, you were definitely at a rich kid's house when they had, like, variety pack
Mhm.
snacks, like chips in individual bags, not just, like, a family giant bag with, like, a clip on it, like, that was not an option in our house, and I think that was, like, why was that such a thing to have individual bags? Like, why didn't every household get on board with this?
I think it was cheaper just to buy the big bags.
Yeah, it's like my family thought it was like a financial scam.
But I think to my mom, it was probably the quantity that was just very much unneeded for us.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But you're
Yeah.
right. We made it fancy.
It was fancy. It was the people who hosts house that had
Mhm.
snacks like that. And like I think that's why they go hand in hand.
Do you remember the Schwans?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh hell yeah. We had quote unquote the Schwans, man. And if the Schwan's truck pulled up into your driveway, you were living large.
Mm, yeah, we every once in a while could get a couple things, but my next door neighbor always had the Schwan snacks, and I was
Mhm.
always over there hoping hoping to get a little taste.
Yeah, having a little tasty taste. I feel like it was Amazon Prime, but for frozen food and before the internet existed. Having the freezer full of Schwan's foods, do you remember any of your favorites?
We would get like the little, I think they were like little mini pizzas that
Yes,
were
I
so
remember those.
good. And then I really liked the ice cream cups that had like sprinkles on top.
Mhm. Yeah, we loved taco rolls. I don't know if you remember those at all, but when they
Mm.
discontinued them, my mom said we threw a hissy fit. We loved taco rolls, and then it was my first exposure to international foods as well. That was where I tried pierogies, Maddie.
Oh my gosh. Hell yeah.
That is how they were born. And thank God Hy-Vee jumped on board when we stopped getting Schwans.
Wow. Whatever happened to the Schwans, man? Do they
I don't
exist?
know. I think they do. I feel like I looked it up and maybe they rebranded, but I don't know why they don't come around our parts.
Oh my gosh, it's like an ice cream truck for adults. It's amazing.
It is amazing. And I remember Brittany's family, who was my friend with the pool too, always the best snacks. They would always get the microwavable cheeseburgers, which I don't know why those hit so different, so good to me. They're like gas station cheeseburgers, which I also heavily fuck with for some reason. And then they would get they weren't a pigs in the blanket, but there were hot dogs in a poppy seed type
Mm,
bread, and they were big. And those were bomb too.
interesting. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. You're in good company because I, as like kind of like a joke, because I always like to try like weird little snacks. I, as a joke, bought like White Castle hamburger cheeseburger sliders from like
Mhm.
Hy-Vee or Target or something
Yeah.
once. I went to the grocery store like way too hungry, obviously. Bought
Yeah.
them, texted my brother and my stepdad, and I was like, I know you two would get down with these. And Alex says, what do you mean? Those little burgers where you have to wrap them, tuck them in, and then microwave them upside down? I was like, you literally read the directions by memory.
Yeah,
That's
you wrap
amazing.
them in a paper towel, right? Sometimes you have to wetten the paper towel.
And he like knew the exact directions from the box. Like, okay, yeah, I'm in the right
We
place
used to get
here.
those too, and the onions are, like, diced up inside of it.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
White Castle classic.
Yes, so good. I've never tried real ones. We've talked about this before. Your mom promised us, but then she said that there weren't enough bathrooms in the house for the aftermath because we were
God.
with a group.
God. I I do love a good, like, microwavable cheeseburger too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's, like,
They're
one of the
good.
trashiest things in the world, but so great. It's like when you need
Sometimes
a
I
burger
love taking
stat,
them.
like, you can have one.
Yeah. I love it. Aside from that, I was thinking about how 90s was like the launch of TV dinners too, and those seemed pretty luxury back then to have open a freezer and just have boxes and boxes of microwavable TV dinners ready to go. I'm thinking broccoli Alfredo with the wavy noodles and the ziti. Those were my jam.
Ooh, see, I was like I didn't have a ton of those. Well, like, even it starts with an M, those green boxes that you peel up.
Mhm.
I don't know what the name of those are. We would have those sometimes, but even, like, kid cuisines were,
Yeah,
like, awesome.
top notch. So
Yes.
excited. Came with a dessert. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, like the brownie one. I could eat that right now. I'm literally starving.
I'm so hungry.
I literally, like, just swallowed saliva. This is so pathetic.
What I would do for a kid cuisine right now. Give
Or
me the chicken nuggets with the
a White
sprinkled
Castle
brownie.
slider.
Yes, that actually was what got me going. I'm gonna be
Schwans.
honest.
Okay, stop. Next.
Okay, but we gotta talk real quick about going out to eat. What was luxury for going
Okay,
out to eat?
by the way, kids, going out to eat in general was luxury back then. We did
Mhm.
not go out to eat like kids do these days, and there was no
Mm-mm.
DoorDash. Even like high school kids are DoorDashing constantly. And I've seen like my cousins and I've seen other people do it, and it's mind boggling to me. Number one, how do they have money to do that? Number two, like it used to be such a special occasion.
It did. Like, you were pumped to go to Olive Garden, Applebee's. the most basic things nowadays that people are like, I guess we'll get that. Those
Yeah.
were the highlight of our month. It was like maybe a couple times a month max. And I remember Brittany's family went out to eat all the time and it was not common. And I'd be so pumped when they would invite me to go with them.
Oh my gosh. I've literally never been out to eat with my family. Not even one time. Like we grew up like with my mom in the restaurant industry. So like
Uh-huh.
we would go sit there in the booths and like eat out and stuff. But like me, my dad, and my brothers have never once gone out for dinner and sat down, even one time. Isn't that
Right.
crazy?
Yeah, that is so crazy. But for a family like yours, it was probably like you guys probably got to order pizza and stuff, which my family never did.
Yeah, we did have pizza night like once a month. And that was a treat. That was a
That was a treat.
huge treat in itself.
Yes. Yeah, it was so rare when my mom would let us go there. But I do want to give an honorary shout out to my family's favorite place to go out to eat on the rare occasion that we did, the Ground Round.
Oh, that's a Dubuque staple. Is that
It's a
nationwide?
chain. It's a chain. I don't know about nationwide. I know there's a few others in the area, and I think they're all obviously no longer. But can we take a moment to appreciate the Ground Round in all of its glory? It was somehow a bar and a luxury restaurant at the same time. The menu was huge, and I felt so lucky for getting to go to the Ground Round for dinner. And in reality, my parents only took me on penny a pound night.
What does that mean?
So it's the legendary deal that allows kids to pay for just 1 penny for every pound they weigh when ordering off the kids' menu alongside an adult entree. And yes, I did just pull that off of Google right before this because I couldn't remember exactly how it worked.
Did they literally put you on a scale?
Yes, you stood on
No.
a scale. So the kids would get on a scale, and the fact that the weight determined the price of your meal felt like the greatest promotion ever created.
Wow.
But also, you could not do that these days.
No, that wouldn't fly anymore. That's hilarious. Penny for a pound. Oh my gosh, what a
Mhm.
gimmick.
Yeah, penny a pound. Penny a pound.
And that's what your parents would. They'd be like, "Yep, we're going. Lexi's
Yeah,
costing us 50 cents tonight."
yes. But you'd walk into Ground Round, and they'd always have the balloons blown up and hand them out to kids on their way out. I remember I hosted there for a little bit, so it really has a special place in my heart. I remember making all the slip knots, so I could give them to the kids on their way in and out. The colored sheets, the food was great, happy hour was bomb, karaoke on
Wow.
Thursdays. I mean, damn.
Say less. Let's find one.
I know. Are there any still open?
I'm gonna highly doubt.
It says the closest operating locations to you are in Wisconsin. Of course. So Toma, Wisconsin, which is 115 miles away, and Neenah, Wisconsin, which is 150 miles away from Dubuque.
Not too shabby. Like that's doable. Grand Forks, North Dakota has one.
I
Okay.
love that they're saying for similar American casual dining in a sports bar atmosphere right in Dubuque, you can visit the locally owned Dubuque Mining Company.
Oh my gosh, there was one in Des Moines.
Yeah, there was one in Waterloo too.
Wow,
The
I
same
didn't.
one, the same owner that owned the one in Dubuque owned the one in Waterloo as well.
Wow.
Yeah, legends never die.
The ground round. That's a good throwback.
Yes, love the Ground Round.
Any other restaurants that you particularly remember being extra fancy? I know in the past we've talked about how fancy Red Lobster is to
Mhm.
a rural Midwesterner.
Absolutely. Because we didn't have one even in Dubuque, which is like, I mean, now it's an adequate size even. We still don't have one. What do we got to do to get a goddamn Red Lobster
What do we got to do to get a Red Lobster up in here?
up
Says
in
all the
here?
Dubuquers.
Give me a break.
Okay, so our hometown has like this really strange lore that apparently a Red Lobster has tried to make its way into the Dubuque, Iowa metro many times over. And the people have made petitions, their
Are you
signs.
serious?
They can't get this damn Red Lobster there. You know this how people are always talking about the Red Lobster.
People want the Red Lobster. Why don't we get a Red Lobster?
Where's the Red Lobster? Like people in Dubuque wouldn't even spend money at Red lobster. They can say they want a Red Lobster all they want, but I guarantee that shit comes to town. No one's going to go to it.
I will be there.
Have
To
they
be
seen the prices?
I love Red Lobster. Ugh,
Endless Shrimp did a number to my belly not too long ago, so I'm out forever.
gotta watch out for that butter at Red Lobster.
It's the butter from the Red Lobster.
You're
Mm-hmm.
so good at it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But in Dubuque, we did have an Olive Garden and an Applebee's. And to me, that was like after you ate dinner at Olive Garden, you would like go to school the next day and brag about it. And
Oh,
all how many
yeah.
breadsticks you ate.
Give me the tour of Italy, and I could be eating for 3 days straight.
Mhm.
That's also my husband's favorite. That's how I knew we were meant to be together, is that we had the same order from Olive Garden.
Gosh, it's meant to
Yeah.
be.
It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
So I guess that's pretty cool.
I think it's time to move along. Let's move into
What?
what did people wear? And we were like, oh my God, you got money.
Okay, I thought you were rich if you got a new swimsuit or winter coat every single year. Bonus points if it was like a winter coat from like Eddie Bauer, like quiet
Mhm.
luxury.
Yeah. I didn't really like care about my jacket until I got into high school and I started snowboarding. I feel like
Mm.
that's when that became a seasonal affair. But I do remember thinking, ooh, those people that had the fur on the hoods when that first came in style in high school. I was like, you guys got it going on.
Oh my goodness. I was way too afraid to ever rock one of those. Those were like,
I got one because I wanted to be like them. I
I
got
don't
one
think I
from
had one.
American Eagle. It was like a dark teal color and it was cropped, so it wasn't built for warmth at all. And it had fur on the hood.
The hood with the fur.
Yes,
He had the
kind of.
whole high school looking at her. Woo! Lexi was looking. Yeah, and those were from like American Eagle. If you were rich, rich, Abercrombie and Fitch.
Mm-hmm. And Hollister.
Mm. Those were fancy clothes and accessories as far as I'm concerned.
Yes. And taking it back some years prior, I remember starter jackets being the thing to wear at recess. So that was more in the 90s, where if you had a starter jacket, you were cool, you were rich, you were athletic. The boys thought you were sick if you were a girl. And thank God I inherited a few from my brother.
What is this accent we're doing this whole
I
episode?
don't
I
know
love
why
it.
this keeps happening, but it
My
felt
brother.
right.
My
From
brother
my
had the
brother.
starter jacket. What team was it?
My brother had a Bulls, Chicago, and my brother had a Vikings. And I alternated them like I cared about either one. And
He
I
had 2
didn't,
starter
but
jackets?
yes, my brother had 2 starter jackets. I stole them when he grew out of
Wild.
them.
Damn girl.
I know.
You were cool.
Hand-me-downs. Yeah.
I remember seeing like the Charlotte Hornets one a lot. They were the team. Do you remember who the Charlotte Hornets are? They were like
Mm-mm.
teal and purple colored.
Pretty.
If you saw it, you'd know what I was
Like the
talking about.
Dolphins.
Hmm.
Love that.
I also, around that time, Limited 2 was a very
Mhm.
fancy young gal store.
It
I
was.
thought if you walked in wearing like a $35 Limited 2 shirt, you were the equivalent of a celebrity as a fifth
Mhm.
grader, I feel like.
Their matching sets were so fetch.
Mm-hmm. And
Gotta say.
meanwhile, me and Lexi are wearing hand-me-downs or
Yeah.
whatever my grandma helped me find at the American Cancer Society store on University.
That's amazing.
Do you know the store I'm talking about?
Yes.
My grandma
I've
took me
done
there all the time. I was like, oh no, like, why did I have to tell you I needed a new jacket or shirt or whatever? She's like, well, let's go over to the American Cancer Society store. And I'm like, oh my God, please don't make me do this.
Yes. Looking back, I wore outdated things, but I thought they were cool because I thought my sister was so cool.
Where we are from, we didn't even aspire to like the juicy couture or anything above like
Right.
Abercrombie. That was like top.
Yes. I will say the velvet tracksuits though, the
Did
it
people actually
didn't go.
own juicy ones though, or were they like off?
I think I remember Puma being like a good substitute for that. I
Yeah.
think I did have a brown like velvet sweatsuit that I inherited from my sister, and I cannot believe my mom let me wear that to school.
I think you wore it a lot. I literally can
My
see
ass
it.
was popping for
Yeah.
a 7th grader.
I can literally imagine you wearing it. Like it was kind of tight and zipped up.
Yeah. Yep, and I'd slick back my hair in a ponytail and just pull out the front 2 pieces, kind of like my hair is right now.
Mm-hmm. That's so funny. So yeah, I mean, like nothing above like Abercrombie was really even like available to us. I don't feel like,
Mhm.
but
I
maybe I just didn't hang out with those people either.
I also tried to think about accessories back then, and I remember a trend where, again, it felt like you had money if you got it. Do you remember the metal link charm bracelets? They
Like,
looked so sophisticated. So they weren't like charm bracelets where the charms fell off of them. They were links, and they actually removed like all of your arm hair because of the way they stretched and pinched your skin. But
no, what brand
every
were
charm
they?
was like a tile on it.
Mm-mm.
Look it up. Yes, you did. Link charm 90s neat link charm
Oh,
bracelet.
okay. Yeah, like it's almost like a watch link
Yeah, it's almost like a
bracelet.
watch band, but they're stretchy. Yeah, I remember I begged and begged and begged my mom for one, and then finally I got it on the outer trend, like it was already going out, and I like never wore it because it hurt my arm so bad.
Okay, I'm looking at this now. Yes, I think I just know this from you having one. Yes. Okay. They're still out there.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can bring it back, Lex. But
I'm sure that they're coming back in just because everything gets recycled, but wait for these girls to get all their arm hairs ripped out, and then it will
that
go
is
by fast
I can
again.
see how that would happen looking at these. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Link charm bracelets. That's what they're called. Okay. Can we move on to the next subject, please?
Fancy technology.
I really couldn't come up with like a ton because all of it was fancy, I feel like.
Yeah. We
Like,
we had a lot of new shit coming out around that
yes.
time.
I mean, when I'm thinking technology, I'm thinking gaming systems. If you had like the new one all the time, of course you were fancy.
Mhm.
iPods, cell phones. Like if you were
Yeah.
a kid who got like the new phone, like a razor, and then the chocolate, and then all the new stuff, you were like rich, rich. And if your parents
Mhm.
paid the bill and you had unlimited texting and calling, beyond
Mhm.
wealth beyond comprehension, in my opinion.
Yeah, I still remember when my friend got like one of the newest phones with a camera on it, and I could not believe it. And it was
Yeah.
the shittiest camera in the world.
But you could like send a text of your picture to the internet and put it on the computer.
Mind
Yeah.
blowing.
You would
Yeah.
go to a website and like grab your shitty pixelated picture and then you could
Mhm.
like upload it to your MySpace if you wanted to.
Yeah. Dude, that made me just think of the first version of web cameras too. Haven't thought about that in a while, where it was completely separate from your computer. It plugged into it and it was on its own little stand off to the side.
Yeah, like a tripod.
Yeah, it was like a little video camera that you plug into your computer. Crazy.
It is crazy.
Crazy to think.
That's
I,
wild.
I want to go back even further to cable. Kids today will never understand that TV channels were a luxury back then. And there are different packages. Even if you had cable, you didn't have them all.
Do you remember back in the day before everybody in Dubuque had Disney Channel even?
Yeah.
Like nobody had Disney unless you
No.
had this like crazy cable.
We had something where, like, on Channel 9 or something on Saturdays, they would give you a little 30-minute snippets of the good channels to try to entice you. Genius, by
Mm,
the way.
it was genius. If I was in charge, I would have been buying.
Oh, yeah, for sure. My mom told me this hilarious story, which I didn't even know. I'd never heard before, but she said there used to be filters at the top of telephone poles that would block you from getting cable, and they were called scramblers. So they would like block certain channels and allow you to have the ones you pay for depending on your package. My dad used to climb the telephone poles and remove the scrambler when there was something on TV that they wanted to watch and didn't want to pay for, and then he would put it back after. He would climb the telephone poles
That's insane.
and just like remove this filter essentially.
How
I
did
didn't
he
even
know
know
what
that
it
was
looked like?
possible. I know. I didn't look it up. I kind of want to now.
How did he know what it was gonna look like when he got to the top? Like he was just like, yeah, this is the right thing to pull.
I don't know. My dad was a savvy little fucker.
Oh my gosh, just pay for it, Pete.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I still can't figure out what it was, but my dad in the background was like, I used to climb telephone poles. And mom goes, oh my God, yeah.
Okay,
I was
those
like,
were for like
excuse.
special events for like the Mike Tyson fight would have been a great excuse to do that, probably.
Yes. Like nowadays, for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh my gosh. And I remember like if you had Noggin, do you remember that channel? Like if you had
Yeah.
Noggin, I felt like that was rich kid status
That
too.
was. I never I never had that, and that's what Degrassi played on, so I was
Mhm.
always so jealous of anyone with Noggin.
My grandparents had it. I think it was like if you had DirecTV or something and not
Yeah,
just basic cable, and I think since they lived in Piasta, they had to have this is before everybody moved out to Piasta,
yeah,
obviously, and, like, you had to have DirecTV, and so I would go out there and just spend all night watching Degrassi by myself.
yes. Those were the people that I wanted to always have slumber parties at their houses.
Yeah. Oh, the good channels. That's a
The
good
good
one, Lex.
channels. I also want to talk about the evolution of phones in a household.
Okay.
So, it's kinda wild. So, first it was the kitchen phone with the 40-foot cord
Oh my
that
gosh, that you would,
somehow
like,
ended up
wrap
wrapped
around.
around everything, yes, and you play with it with your fingers while you
Yes.
talked. So fun. And then cordless phones arrived, and that was, like, the biggest deal. You're like, "You mean you can walk and talk at the same time?"
Look at what we've lived through.
I know. And then, Maddie, I also never achieved this. Do you remember how sick it was if someone had a phone in their bedroom?
Yeah, and you know what I'm about to talk about. If they then took it the next step up because their parents were cool as hell and allowed them to have their very own phone line, the
Oh my
teen line.
gosh, yes. I talked about that with my coworker today. So, some families had completely separate phone number just for kids. So, not only did that feel rich, but it felt extremely unnecessary in my opinion.
It
So
was rich. It
unnecessary.
was rich. Like, in the phone book, it would say the family's name, and then underneath, if there was another number, it would say teen line with a
Yes.
number.
Yes. So their kid could spend 3 hours talking to their friends on the phone uninterrupted.
Yeah, like, even if you can't afford that, who's getting that for your kid?
Right. And let's think about the phones in the bedrooms. Those were great. So that was like the generation of technology being see-through when it was like clear and you could see all the parts and pieces. I remember a really cool hamburger cheeseburger phone that was
Mm.
so fun. And then like anything Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon had phones and alarm clocks and stuff that were pretty sick too.
I did have a Nickelodeon phone, and you could change the ringer to be like a moo or a quack or nick, 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 nick. And it was really
Amazing.
cool, but not my own line, so it really didn't matter. But I remember like obsessing over like Lizzie McGuire's blue see-through cordless phone that she would like always hang up angrily on Gordo and Miranda.
Yes, she had a great phone. Great memory, Maddie.
That was a like, I just remember that. I remember that phone perfectly and thinking she was so
Mhm.
cool. And she had a computer in her room too. Okay.
Oh,
Walking into school, nothing made me more jealous than seeing a girl who just got back from a family trip. Specifically, the word cruise really tripped my trigger. And she had like braids, she was tan, she had some
yes.
beads going on, maybe a new little anklet or something that showed she
Mhm.
was really islandy.
Yes,
Iconic.
yes. My gosh, I didn't even think of that, but you're right. Cruises were big, and they came back looking exactly like you said.
Like, you were so jealous. I will never go on a cruise now, but
I've
I
never
thought
been on one,
no,
and have no calling to do it.
I thought it was like something movie stars did. I thought these
Right.
people were living the elite life and was so jealous.
I
That's like
remember
something I thought meant you were rich, rich.
I remember asking so many questions about it, like, "So you were on a boat?" Like, I couldn't even fathom, I couldn't imagine, like, a boat as big as they were telling me about and all the things on it.
Yes, like, oh my gosh, it's unlimited food and drink. And then they
Mhm.
did my hair and like you could even have like a little hair wrap maybe done. Oh,
Yeah,
that was
that's what's
wealth.
valid. For me, it felt like a vacation wasn't a luxury vacation unless you were getting on an airplane to get there, which we didn't fly, like, ever.
Us either.
The
Actually, my
airplane
dad
was like
just went on his first commercial flight 2 years ago for my brother's wedding.
well, they were just like the driving generation, though. They road tripped the fuck out of everything.
Yeah, people just didn't travel like they do now. Like, people weren't as connected as we are now. Like, we can find our
Mhm.
way around. We have Google Maps. You can plan anything on your phone so easily. So, it's so much less effort.
Yeah, my parents had a big Astro van on top of it that they would just put us in and take us everywhere. So looking back, we actually went on some pretty far away trips, but I just like didn't register to me because we drove, and somehow that felt less fancy, and I got so car sick. I would puke on every single vacation at some point because of it.
God, Lex.
I know,
Poor
but
thing.
I thought airplanes were the thing that made it special.
Yes. And it really was, though, back then. It
Yeah.
was not the same as it is today.
For sure. I also think a thing of like, I mean, they still exist today. It was like new and cool back then. Timeshares.
I remember going with my grandparents they had to go talk about a timeshare, and we got a
Okay.
free stay that weekend while they were talking about a timeshare.
Yeah. They still kind of do that too, but the idea that you could use it to book a week in different places made it feel like we owned vacation properties everywhere, when in
Mhm.
reality, we didn't own anything.
Like, where did you go?
Well, my mom was listing them off earlier. We primarily went to the same place every year, to the Wisconsin Dells, which was also a Midwest-based vacation that everyone went on. So
Mhm.
again, it was like an hour and a half away from my hometown. It didn't feel very extravagant, but every once in a while they would splurge. I think one time when I was like 2, they got one in Florida, but I didn't remember it. We've gone a few times in Arizona when we were visiting family, and I think my mom said Branson, Missouri was another one we used it at once.
I was literally gonna say, like, when we're talking timeshares, we're talking Wisconsin Dells, we're talking
Yeah.
Branson. I'm not kidding. Those are like the two that came up.
Okay, yes, let's sidetrack here and let's talk about Midwest-based vacations that were very common. I feel like we hit quite a few of them right off the bat. I think Door County used to be pretty luxury. It still is, but even back then, it's been like timeless.
That's
St. Louis
luxury,
with the
though. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. St. Louis with the arches. People used to go wanna see the St. Louis arches. Or is
There's
it
just
one arch? I don't know.
there's just one.
There's just one. I've never stopped. I've never cared about the arch, you guys. I was
I
thinking of
haven't stopped.
McDonald's golden arches.
Yeah. That's the real American treasure.
Mhm. Yeah.
The Golden Arch
The golden arches of
of St.
McDonald's.
Louis.
Amazing. Florida/Disney was always a luxurious affair
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
The word Florida was like, "Oh, you're going to Florida? That sounds so cool." Now I'm like,
Okay.
"Ugh, that sounds."
Yeah, I grew up and I figured it out really, really fast. But fun for young kids and stuff. Again, I just like I went when I was 2, so I didn't remember it, so it was always a goal of mine, and the first time I went to Florida, I was not
You went.
impressed.
You went and you came back, and that's
I w
really.
I went and I got over it real freaking quick, so
Oh, that's so funny.
okay, do you wanna play a little game?
I would love to play a game, Captain.
Okay. We're gonna play rich or just middle class. So we're gonna take turns saying things, and the other person is gonna decide if that means you're actually rich, and again, based off of the 90s, early 2000s, or if middle class but just felt rich, or
Or totally.
or totally normal, but kid you was dramatic,
Totally.
or were you dramatic as a kid? You guys got that right? Okay, I'm gonna kick things off with basketball hoop mounted in the driveway.
I'm gonna have to go actually rich with that. I don't think middle class kids had that. What middle class kids had, we had the sand filled basketball hoops off the side of our street, and we would play street ball.
Okay.
Is that middle class?
I don't know if that's middle class or
But you guys all played street ball, right?
I did not, but I could see that would be fun.
Lexi grew up in a cul-de-sac. She had like her own private driveway.
Come
She was
on.
playing
Come
street.
on.
Sorry, I didn't mean to ruin your street cred.
It was more of like, do we play in my driveway or your driveway for my neighbors?
Okay,
God
I'm
damn
gonna
it.
say the next one because you have no say in that one.
Okay.
Rich or nah? American Girl dolls.
Ooh. I'm gonna say rich. Those things were expensive for the time, and you couldn't just get one, you collected them. It was an enterprise of expensive dolls.
I think most people, right? It was middle class if you had one, upper middle class if you had one.
Okay.
I feel like rich if you had multiple. I did not have any. I just had the books, so that tells you where I was.
I think I got one, and my mom wouldn't let me get any more because I absolutely had no idea what to do with it. And low key, it creeped me out because those were the dolls that like their eyes would blink, you know? So I would like put it in my closet at night when I slept,
What doll
where it
did
was
you
out of
have?
sight, out of mind.
What doll did you have?
I can't even remember. I just like did not care about it. I did
Oh,
not care. I mean, I wanted it so bad, and when I got it, it scared me a little.
was it one of the old dolls or was it one that looked like you? This has everything to do with your
It was
personality.
it was probably blonde because I always wanted blonde Barbie. I wanted everything to look like me when I was younger, you know?
Was it Kirsten?
I don't know, Maddie. I could not even guess.
Oh
I
my
just
gosh.
I got it and I thought I would love it. And I think some of my friends had one too, so that played into it.
Half of my social media now is what American Doll you had and like what that says about your personality.
What one did you have?
Josefina. No, I didn't have her. Remember, I couldn't have a doll. They were too expensive.
I
But I had
remember
her
that name now that you said it though. Like that name registered.
Josefina. Yeah. My friend Kirsten had Kirsten. She was like a Minnesota Norwegian, and Kirsten was also a Norwegian from Minnesota. So that aligned pretty well. I thought,
Uh-huh.
if you had a blonde, I feel like that's who it would be.
Kirsten.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't
Yeah.
know. You'll have to look them up.
Yeah, it scared me.
There wasn't a big variety.
Those blinky eyes.
Samantha, Molly, Felicity, she's like kind of like a redhead.
I remember that name now. Interesting. All right. I feel like I'm looking like a real a-hole on this podcast episode.
American Girl doll, which one? I had one. I don't know what one. And I'm like, I would have died for one. I know every single thing about them. Meanwhile,
know,
Lexi's
that's
just putting hers in her closet. I would have clutched
because
that
it's
bitch every night
scary.
in bed.
I got creeped out really easily. Like my biggest fear was ET as a kid, and I would have
That's
nightmares.
freaky though.
I would wake up sweating my ass off because I thought that ET lived in the vents and under the bed at my house. And so I would not go near vents. I would not dare like let a hand or foot slip over the bed while I was sleeping. And my fear was that he was going to tickle me until I turned into him. And so
Okay, Lexi's like, oh my gosh, at the end of ET, why did that kid let that alien escape from all those people?
freak, just let him die. I think the creepiest part that was ingrained in my head as a kid is when he found him all shriveled up in white, like,
Yeah, he
and
looked
he
like
was like,
he looked like Puppy Chow.
Elliot.
Okay.
I hate.
She like wishes that he stayed in the tube.
I wish that he never phoned home.
Oh my god. So bad.
Anyways, moving on with this rapid fire game. That's not.
This is
moving
really rapid.
All right. Here's the next one. Garage fridge.
Middle class, but pulling off rich.
What is
usually,
inside of it is the real question.
yes, because you know that shit's filled up with Budweiser or Old Style.
Yes. My dad, if we could only fit in what my dad didn't take up.
Yes, so that, yeah, filled with beer, middle class, depending on the beer.
Yeah.
Now, are we talking like Stella Artois? Like, okay, rich.
No, my dad wasn't built like that.
No, Old Style, Old Milwaukee, PBR.
Oh my God. When I would, on the very rare occasion, open that fridge and Sprite Remix would appear,
That's a crazy, crazy drink.
that was my favorite.
Oh,
I
it
didn't
was
get pop a lot,
terrible.
but when I did, I had a fave and it was Sprite Remix.
And no caffeine.
Exactly. I didn't need that.
Okay, Coach purse.
But yeah, that was actually rich.
I think
That
so too.
stuff hasn't changed in price at all. I feel like it was always unattainable, like to me.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's rich.
And
Like,
now it's
nobody's-
more like I feel like that was more rich back then than it is now, for sure.
Well, here's the thing, Lexi. Here's the problem with today's society is that like it's very normal not to have any of these things, yet now everyone thinks they need them. So that's the difference of society. Like everyone thinks they're so broke, but like they just spend their money on fucking stupid shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, my rant over.
Anyways, I think it's ugly regardless. Never buy me Coach anything regardless of the price. I actually like hate most designer bags. Like your Michael Kors bag is not cute to me. Oh my God, I need to delete all of this. I'm such an
No, you
asshole.
can say it. It's so
I
true.
I would just rather have like a plain unbranded bag that's like my style than have any patterned leather of any
Yeah. I mean,
sort.
like, even Louis Vuitton, like,
Yeah.
I think that's hideous too. It's not just Michael Kors. It's like
Yes.
whatever. And you can tell me I'm wrong. Like, I am. That's okay. But they're
I
hideous.
just haven't developed that palette yet
Well,
in my life.
yeah, they can pay me to wear their brand.
Okay, and drop the mic.
Okay, is it my turn to ask you one? Oh no, I just asked you that.
You just asked me one. Okay, I know what you're gonna say here, and I can't wait. Trampoline.
Not rich. Wait, does it have a net around it?
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for you to ask. Maddie sent me a really good recommendation yesterday. It was called Are You Afraid of the 90s? And this guy that talks about all the things that were like probably traumatic for a kid to hear nowadays that we went through. And one of them was trampolines didn't even have nets or padding around it. And the other kids were like, "What?" Yes,
Yes.
every jump was a risk.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy because it's so true. Every 90s kid had one neighbor in the neighborhood that had a trampoline without a net,
Mhm.
without padding. The springs were just out.
And
We
every kid knows a kid that got fucked up on a trampoline.
we had this and we definitely flew off a lot.
My mom like told me I couldn't go on them, but I still would.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we lived it up.
Yeah, they were dangerous.
Mhm.
Especially if someone gave you the old double jump and you flew in the air.
Yeah.
Like that was scary coming down. You didn't know what was gonna happen.
Yes, if you had a net, I would say rich. If not, not.
And nowadays they have the ones that are like built into the ground.
Yeah. Too much.
Yeah, but if you jump off of it accidentally, it's better than being like 5 feet above ground on top of it.
For sure. I mean, yeah. We're just careful.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Getting school pictures every year instead of just the free proof. Like ordering extra school pictures.
I just I just think that depends on how much your mom really likes you. It's probably middle class. I feel like everyone wanted pictures of their kids.
I would agree, but
There are
then like
different packages though, and there
yeah,
definitely was an elevated package that
had
the
buttons.
rich would get. Yeah, they
Like
would like
buttons.
yes, my friend, the same friend I've been talking about this whole time would hand me she'd be like, "What do you want? You want a button? You want a hat? Do you want stickers? A
A
magnet?
keychain?
A magnet?"
Yeah.
I
So
remember one time my mom got a package that came with a magnet, and I was like, "Wow, you went all out."
or did you get like the custom background color? Like you could do all
Oh
these
my
different things.
gosh. Yes.
So funny. So
I
funny.
remember, like, back in the day, our backgrounds consisted of us, like, leaning against fake trees and stuff.
Our school didn't have those. Like I think those were like mid-year pictures or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I have one where I'm leaned against a very obviously fake tree with a forest background. Like, that's very fake as well.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it. I know what you're talking about. And I've seen other
Yeah.
kids with it. We didn't have the luxury of those.
Huh. Interesting. Well, that was a good one. Bye, guys.
All right. Well, we can be done.
Okay.
Oh, my dog's like gonna kill me if I don't feed
Uh,
him soon. He's like
yeah, we
hungry.
gotta be done. So, guys, we gotta be done. We checked this out. I feel like we had a lot to say, but we just didn't connect it at all.
So we worked all day today, and both of us have been very stressed out lately. So, yeah, our brains are completely.
We're so stressed.
It's so sad.
It's so sad. We're so stressed and sad.
Oh my goodness. Okay, on that note, I think it's time we have to log off. Love you all. I hope we make it back here at some point. After this
Yeah.
one, I don't know. Um,
So, in conclusion, the things we thought were rich were actually always expensive, right?
yeah.
They were exciting. They felt bigger than life, larger than life, if you will, because we were experiencing them for the first time. But like honestly, I wouldn't trade that for anything. I kind of feel bad for kids these days because they're never gonna be impressed by anything. And look at us. We're so impressed by everything.
I was impressed by towels.
Yeah. For instance, Daddy was impressed by towels, and we got kids that don't even know that we had pagers before phones.
Oh my gosh, I think the evolution of the phone was like a really big thing. Look at what we've lived through. Literally having to be connected by a cord to then not, to not even having phones in our homes anymore. Insane.
Amen. I think we finally did it. We wrapped it up, Maddie. We can officially go eat. Thank
Woo!
you so much for listening, you guys. We appreciate you. Please follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Wait You're Mad.
And help us by reposting, liking, all of that helps. Appreciate you. Have a great night. I'm starving. I'm going to get out of here. Bye.
Bye. Bye.